they'll go ahead and move that queen to the center. And then that runs less risk for you to go ahead and damage your queen. And what we normally do is we try to work from the outside to the inside, but when we're doing this, this is what I call a change out. We go through the whole complete hive. We're going to take the center frame and we're going to put it in a new box on the outside. Then we're going to take the next center one and we're going to put it to the other side of that box. What we're basically doing is inverting the brood chamber and getting the queen to where she has plenty of room to lay. And we're going to pull anything that's down here that's got a lot of honey in it. We're going to get rid of that stuff. We're going to give the queen place to lay. Alright, now you see how the bees are coming across the edge of that box? If you put a little smoke down at the bottom of the box on the outside, they'll roll right up inside like a roller. Okay, now separate your frame, pull your center one out, and just, you don't have to find the queen, just glance down on each side of the frame. In case you know you're walking, you don't drop that queen, you can get an idea if she's on that frame or not. This is basically a must. You must do this if you want to keep bees through the winter. Now is when you need to be making the bees that are your winter bees. These bees that you see here, they're all going to be dead in November or December. If they make it to January, they're long-living bees. But the summer bees that are being made now are your bees that goes through the winter, and that brings your hives in the spring for you so you can make your splits. That's why it's very important to go through there and get your hive in the condition to make it. Nothing complicated about it. It's simple, basic, common sense, and I'm trying to show. Now there is a very good frame right there. Got a good queen in it, and notice there's a good solid pattern. Got a few places out in it, but that's just a normal thing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that over there, stick it in the box. Now you notice Tommy walked around the back side of the hive. When you work hives, always work them from the back, because the bees are coming in, they've been out making honey. You stand in front of them, you block their entrance, just like somebody standing in your front door and you got a load of groceries and you want to get in, get you upset. I hope these shaking videos don't get everybody all nervous. Holding my hand out like this, feel like I got a 30-pound weight dancing on the end of it. There's another good frame. Now you notice how that frame, hold that frame up. You notice that frame is pretty much, hold it horizontally. That frame has got a good pattern, but a lot of that pattern is moved to the back. Now that is a good indication that hive was not level and it was tilted to the back, and there's a bunch of debris hanging towards the front. That brood chamber should be level, and then after it's level, I like to put a 2x4 under the back corner of it, under the back edge of that box. That gives you an 1.5-inch fall. And an 1.5-inch fall to 20-inch box there is a good drainage for them bees. Because if you get wind blowing in there with the rain, you end up getting a lot of that darn water in there and moisture problems. Now we're normally going through these hives in 3 to 5 minutes, but this is probably going to be a little bit longer video because we're taking the time to go through this thing step by step so you can actually see every single movement we're doing here. No more smoke and mirrors up here. We're giving you the real juice here. All right, now there's a frame there that most of the brood is hatched out. Got a little bit, okay, hold that up there. Do you see the amount of drone we have? We have a little bit of drone in the right corners. We got about a 2 to 3% drone in there, which is very good. Everything else is all good worker cells.
And this from right in here is all laid up.
Yep,
the eggs.
It's all laid up. So we have a queen that's on the right track. Now's when you have to go through these hives and do your maintenance check. See what you need, what you don't need. You know, like I just said, you know, beekeeping is not rocket science. It's common sense. A few good pointers from a beekeeper that steer you in the right direction will mean a lot. And I'll make one statement and put it on this video that I've been doing bees for a while. I'm not a master beekeeper. I have no intention to become a master beekeeper. I keep bees. I'm learning every single day, and I don't have the answer for everything. I'm still learning myself. I learn right along here with my students. We learn together, and we make our mistakes together. But it makes me feel good when I see I can turn out a bunch of good students that make a living, take care of themselves. There's another frame. Now that's the second frame to the outside. We're working on 8 frame boxes, and you can see we got a good bunch of brood in that box. I'll swing over here and see Tommy. He's working that box. You see Tommy's doing pretty good here. He's not swinging at the air today.
Hey, the day is young.
The day is young, isn't it? Well, you know, we all get stung. I get stung out here myself. You know, that's not a big deal. But what we want to do, if anything else, is we want to take this new beekeeper, show them you can learn this stuff. You don't need all these fancy books, fancy equipment, nothing. A little common sense. Maintain these bees healthy. I've got another frame, pretty good brood. And see, right now we're end of August. If I run across queen cells in here, what do you think Fat Bee Man's gonna do? He's gonna throw them away, crush them down? Oh, no. Would you throw a $100 bill on the ground and walk away? We got 4 cells in here. That's just like throwing $100 away. You can find 4 queen cells in there. I won't have to walk the roads and pick up aluminum cans no more. I'll miss my exercise though, won't I?
Have to call you the skinny bee man.
Yeah, I'll be the skinny bee man. Tommy's pretty lucky here. He just has to drive short distance. You come down about a 45-minute drive. I have students coming from all over the United States here, and I teach them beekeeping, what I know. And I don't understand why in other states they don't have someone that's willing to take the time to teach our beekeepers. Our beekeepers, young and old, are our future. We don't keep our bees, we aren't going to have food. If we don't have food, we're going to get a little angry. See, all basic stuff right here. Now here's one thing that right in the box right now I can see. We got honey down there. We really don't need that honey. Go over to that nuke box over there. It's got the lid on, the gray one that's stacked up double there.
Yeah.
And pull out a frame and stick it, get the one that's got the starter strip on. And now, when Tommy's doing that, he'll hold that piece up there, and I'll show you. I put a starter strip in. And you'd say, well, why would you do that? Put a whole sheet in there. It takes honey to draw that wax out. I really don't want the honey. Let them use the honey to draw the wax. Now see, I'm using about a 4-inch strip, maybe 4.5-inch strip of wax to put in there, a starter strip. And now I'm going to come back in 15 days and I'm going to see. They'll either draw it up real good or it'll have drone comb. And if it has drone comb, that's going to tell me that hive is going to swarm. Now this is the frame. The next frame Tommy pulls out is the frame we want to get out of that box. And we ain't going to get rid of it unless it's got some brood on it. Now that's mostly honey. Alright, when you pick that frame up, smoke it good, and then shake all the bees into the box there, Tommy. You know, right into the box you're working. Yep. And then take that frame, the last hive on that box, that frame you worked over there, that last one, did it have quite a few bees? It had deeps?
Yes.
Could it use a frame of honey?
Yep, I think so.
Alright, we'll throw that frame of honey in over there. Now see, I'm always using my honey to make bees. We got a bee dancing around up here. We had a little thundering last night and a little showers and stuff over here, so the bees are out in force today and they're getting a little wild here.